What's up, guys? Mikey here, one half of Split Decision Pie. Obviously, this is a solo video, as you guys can tell, trying to get y'all a little something different to look forward to. My guy AGF, we're gonna definitely be recording this week. Probably be talking about UFC 319, the fallout, reacting to it, what could be next for Khamzat Chimaev. We got my rap segment talking coming up. We got some good stuff coming up this week, but until then, we have to talk about Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, like, I don't even want to waste time. I just want to get right into it. You've seen the title. He is just too good. I mean, when you think about his unforeseen dominance that we've seen, like, I don't know if we've seen someone climb through the rankings with the, like, at the same dominance level in a long time. Like, I'm trying to think, like, maybe, like, if you want to say Ilya, I mean, stack up Ilya and stack up Khamzat. Khamzat's 15-0, Ilya's, 16, 17-0 now. I mean, when you look at Ilya and how he was rising through the ranks to get his title, I mean, he fought Bryce Mitchell, finished him, pretty much dominated him. Okay, Josh Emmett, and I forgot who he fought before Bryce Mitchell, I'm blanking. And then he went to fight Volk. When you look at, I mean, you compare that to Kamaru Usman, a former champion, what he did to him, as we'll talk about, and as we're about to get into soon. What he did to Gilbert Burns, a guy who was a title challenger, a number 2 guy in the division at the time, at welterweight, obviously. What he just did to Robert Whittaker, another former champion, like, I don't think that comes close when you compare, like, their rise to the belt, like Ilya's rise to at least his first belt, his rise to his first belt. I'm gonna say, I don't think that comes close. I mean, Ilya, yeah, Josh Emmett is definitely a formidable opponent, and I mean, Bryce Mitchell is in some capacities, but not to Kamaru Usman. Neither of those guys hold a candle to Robert Whittaker, and he finished him in 3 minutes. I mean, another guy that comes to mind when you think about, like, the dominance, a part of it in terms of them rising up towards the belt. Another guy outside of Ilya, my favorite fighter, Alex Pereira. Even when you look at Alex, came in, debuted against Bruno Silva. Then I don't remember exactly who he fought after that, if I'm being real, but I know right after that he fought Strickland, and he was number 5. I mean, okay, Sean Strickland, a former champ, that win definitely aged gracefully. I mean, Poatan dominated him in 3 minutes, but then he just fought Izzy, and arguably, in my opinion, I mean, he was losing the fight until he found the knockout. And I say that to say the dominance doesn't match up to Chimaev. I mean, he beat Bruno Silva, probably one guy after that who I'm blanking on, and then Sean Strickland. Whereas, like I said, Khamzat, Gilbert, what he did to Gilbert, what he did to Kamaru Usman, what he did to Robert. Khamzat, his rise to the belt and the way he's been dominating, and including the way he dominated that title fight, I don't think we've seen anything like it. Like, I really don't. Especially, like, when you look at modern history, maybe in the last, 15, 20 years. But overall, we probably haven't seen nothing. I mean, you would probably have to go back to maybe when John Jones was coming up. Like, that, you probably have to go back. And, like, I mean, it's just really mind-boggling how dominant he's been. And just, I think the dominance, especially in the DDP fight, it leads to him being judged. It just leads to more critics and just him being judged a little bit differently. I mean, specifically with the DDP fight. I mean, okay, he held him for 21 minutes. You see everybody complaining, oh, he's turning into a blanket. Oh, Khamzat is boring. That fight was boring. I do want to say the fight might not have been the most fun thing to watch, but that's not because of Khamzat. That was because, like DDP said, he knew every move he was going to make. It looked like DDP was just flat out, he was just lost. Like, he was literally lost. Like, he looked like he had no way, he had no whereabouts of how to stop the takedowns, no whereabouts how to get up. And that was because of Khamzat Chimaev. And I said to say it wasn't boring because Khamzat is just that good. He's that dominant over a guy who I would say is a legend in DDP already. A guy who's earned the right to say he is a legend. He just dominated him, and DDP is in his prime. I don't see nobody taking this belt from Chimaev anytime soon, man. Not Kyle, not Sean Strickland, not DDP in a rematch, not RDR, not Adesanya, not Fluffy, not anyone. I think Khamzat Chimaev is going to retire 20-something and 0, and he's going to retire a champion, if not double champion. Listen, I have had high praise for this man long time now. I would say probably since he beat Usman. And I mean, to be honest, we can get into that as well. I think that's a good segue. I mean, even when you look at the Usman fight and all his fights before that, I feel like Khamzat has become so great and so dominant and just reached a level of dominance that we haven't really seen before. It makes us want to be so critical of him. And if I'm him, I think that's a compliment. Here's my example. I mean, I watched the Kamaru Usman fight multiple times. And I watched one of those times was earlier today. And to this day, I still don't understand why people act like a rematch would go differently. I still don't understand why people act as if Kamaru had any moment in that fight where you can say like, oh, Kamaru's winning. Kamaru's starting to swing things. He's starting to turn the tide. There wasn't a moment. He had to slam himself on his head to avoid a submission. He got 10-8 in the first round. The second round was, I mean, whatever. But I mean, whatever. I mean, I guess you can make a case if you just really want to go there. It was close, but in my eyes, it wasn't really close. I saw Khamzat definitively winning. And then he held him down for a majority of round 3. And all you just hear is, oh, he's slowing down. Usman on 11 days notice was able to show that he has cardio issues, yada, yada, yada. He's, Usman, a full camp, 5 rounds, it would have been No, it wouldn't, no. Shut up. It wouldn't have been different at all. We can play this game where we act like Usman does it again, and Usman, let's give Usman a few more wins in welterweight. Let's let him fight Khamzat, and I guarantee you it wouldn't be any different, if not worse. Usman is not going to do anything but decline, and Khamzat isn't going to do anything from this point but get better. And I say that to say, anytime Khamzat doesn't just run through somebody or just absolutely maul them, anytime a fighter who he's fighting against gives you like a slither of hope or doubt or a few good exchanges, y'all just act like it's just this huge indictment on Khamzat. Like, I fully remember after he beat Kamaru Usman, everybody was acting as if there was more stock to be gained on Usman's side and more stock to be lost on Khamzat's side, as if it said more bad about Khamzat. In my opinion, he absolutely dominated him, but very, very decisively dominated him, in my opinion. But because he didn't just smash him, because there wasn't blood dripping from his face, because it didn't feel as dominant. We have to do this thing where we hold Chimaev as a double standard, and as if he doesn't just run through guys like that, we act like if it was a close fight. That Gilbert Burns fight, yeah, it was fun, and I'll even say it was somewhat close. But he didn't win. Are you trying to make it, like, it's guys to this day that are making a case for Khamzat to saying that he lost against Gilbert Burns or Gilbert Burns exposed him? Yeah, how does that look now? How does that look now? Because that was never true. And like I said, that all goes to my point that he is so great. He's held to a double standard. Not a double standard, but he's just held to a higher standard. If he doesn't just get you out of there and just it isn't just obviously glaringly apparent that the opponent has no chance, y'all gonna like create a narrative to where they had a chance when in reality they didn't. Y'all don't want to see Kamaru Usman fight Khamzat again. You don't want to see that. There was no, name me one moment in that fight where you can be like, yeah, Kamaru, yeah, he started to change the tide. He started to change the swing of things. He's starting to make Chimaev, he's looking like he's looking weak. He's looking like he's, like I said, taking over. You can't. And do the same thing for Gilbert Burns. You can't. Yeah, he got the knockdown. Khamzat got right back up and took him down. What are we talking about? I mean, this guy, Khamzat, is really special. Like, he's arguably, I mean, he might be the greatest MMA wrestler of all time. He's definitely in that echelon with Khabib, Daniel Cormier, the great Daniel Cormier. But man, Khamzat, he's scary impressive, dude. I really don't see how someone takes this belt off of him. Like, especially when you look at the fact in middleweight that there's, I mean, Sean Strickland, striker. Adesanya, striker. Imavov, striker. Kyle, striker. RDR, okay, RDR's a grappler. Just go down even further. Let's do a Rob rematch, striker. And we saw how that went. We saw how DDP went. Fluffy. Fluffy's all around, but he can't wrestle with Khamzat. These guys just don't match up. There's no chance. There's no chance. He's going to have this belt for a long time, and he's He's too good. He's really too good. And for the critics for saying it's boring, I just want to say something about that before we go. Like I said, watching the fight again, it wasn't boring because of Khamzat. It was boring because DDP couldn't get up. Well, so I guess that is because of Khamzat. So let me rephrase that. It was boring because Khamzat was that damn good. He was that damn dominant. That's why it was like that. Like that. That's why. So all you guys trying to shame wrestling and cry about wrestling and do all that, stop it. Stop crying. For one, just go listen, go somewhere, go watch Glory Kickboxing. Go. This is UFC. He dominated, he wrestled him, and I don't see what was the problem. Like Mark God, the ref standing it up, like he was literally advancing and beating him up. I don't like it's like he dominated him. Like that was, like I said, it might not have been a great fight, but it was a little boring, but you can, like I said, you can't make the case it was a little boring, but that still doesn't take away from Chimaev at all. Like on his part, that's a great performance. That's on DDP to get him off his back. That's on DDP to stop him from taking him down. Like that. And I do want to say for the people, for that crowd that hardcore crowd who just feels like, oh, if you're gonna say it's boring, then you're a casual. Like I seen a quote from someone say that. I will say that's just nonsense. We can acknowledge a fight is boring because a guy is smashing him in the grappling department and still not be a casual. I wouldn't go that far. That's just nonsense. Because the fight was boring. It was a boring watch. But again, I can admit that and not be a casual in my own right, because I understand how great of a wrestler Chimaev is. I understand how smart he is to implement such game plan. Like it, you can acknowledge, you can judge wrestling, you can critique wrestling without being a casual. But a lot of you guys are casuals and just crying because there wasn't a stand and bang fight for 25 minutes. That is both sides, but I mean, at the end of the day, the story remains the same for this vid, man. Khamzat Chimaev is too damn good. That's it. That's it. I mean, until next time, man. I'm logging out. Like I said, me and Jeff got something cooking for y'all this week. Peace out.